Hey, welcome back. This will be my last Pokemon today. I had kind of a side note about that Tinder girl who was mean to me. Kind of related. Sorry, I was just drinking soda. I have people in my life who love me, like my parents and my brothers and my grandpa and my grandma. But it would be so helpful to have friends. It does feel a little bit like, well, they like me unconditionally. Like, even if I killed somebody, they would still be like, oh, but he's Anthony, he's my son. So when I talked to that Tinder girl, I did start to feel really bad about myself. Like, I suck. I'm the worst. And I don't have, when that happens, I don't have anything to fall back on, like, oh, but, like, my friends like me, so, like, at least I have my friends. I have my parents, but there's still part of that's, like, I'm not really connecting with my parents, so they just love me, but they don't actually, like my personality. They love their son because they're good people. But, like, maybe me as a person, I just suck. And like, what if that's true? I wouldn't know. This is gonna sound... I don't mean this to sound weird, but, like, when I talked to that Tinder girl and I felt bad, I did think about Vault, if you're watching. I did think about you. Because I'm like, Vault seems like he kind of likes me. And, like, I'm kind of interesting to him. We're friends, right, Vault? Are you watching? This is going to be the episode where he doesn't watch it. Now that I cursed, he's like, well, I've been watching these videos because you don't curse, and now you're cursing? Get out of here. I'm done. The one YouTuber who didn't curse, and now you're cursing. Fuck you. I'm done. Ralts. This is a bad idea. Maybe not. I need friends to prove I'm a good person because my parents will love me no matter what. So thanks, Vault. You helped me a little bit. It still is a little bit weird. It doesn't always feel like it's a real friendship, even though it is. Of course it is. I mean, we've been talking for like a year or something. We're friends. What more would friends do? I would drive you to the airport. I would help you move. I probably wouldn't. You're too far away. Oh, I'm all dying. Grumpet. My little crumpet. Oh. Super effective. Torchic. Oh, my crumpet. Oh. But yeah, I don't know. Like the people at church, they don't feel like friends. Even the people at my old church, they didn't feel like friends. I didn't feel like they really knew me. So even if they liked me, they didn't like me, the real me. They liked whatever facade they saw when I was around them. But that was the really interesting thing that I learned today, which is like, I'm as vulnerable as I ever am on Tinder. Like, that's me. I'm being honest. That's me. So, if she's saying she doesn't like me, then she's saying she doesn't like the real me. That's me. So then my brain goes to the place of like, Let's fucking murder this little girl. You came out here with a screwmish? Burn him alive. This ain't no kid's game. Get out of here. This is the big leagues. Go back to playing patty cakes. She's just weeping. You killed my best friend. Oh, that's the oven. I gotta cook my chicken. Boop, 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 boop. She handled it better. She handled it better than I would have if I lost. Roxanne. You don't have to put on a... I'm rewatching Community. Community is good. Vault, my best friend, have I ever asked you if you watched Community, the TV show? It's on Netflix. It's my favorite show. Oh yeah, when I did my top TV list, when I was playing Metroid Prime, remember? I listed Community, I think. I think Community was #1. It's so good. This is like the 6th or 7th time probably I've rewatched it. It's my favorite thing probably. It could be better. Everything could be better, but you don't have to put on a red light. Roxanne. Any other notes? That's pretty much it. Oh, it was snowing. Still snow out there. No, oh, fuck it. I'll take you all on with my fucking Torchic. How's my hump day? Go fuck yourself. That's how my hump day. What was that note about? Oh, let's talk about that. The scammer guy who called me. I almost never get tricked by scammers. I'm pretty good. But I'm looking for car insurance. And for some reason I typed my information in a thing online. And I forgot I did that. And then I called an agent the next day. And then somebody called me, and I thought it was the agent that I had called, but it was actually from the website. So I was talking to him like, oh, okay, you're going to give me a good rate, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I slowly started to realize that this guy... The thing that always tips me off is the persistence. A real salesman isn't that persistent. He didn't want me to get off the phone. I was like, oh, okay, seems like a good rate. Just send me the email. I'll call you tomorrow or something. I'll think about it. And he's like, he kept saying now Anthony, let me ask you something. If I were to tell you all these pros of signing with us, why wouldn't you do it today? He said it just like that. Oh, God, I hated that guy. And I was like, I tried to be nice. I'm always nice to them. Even though I think he was a scammer. But just in the off chance that, he's not. Anyway, even if he's a scammer, he's a human being. I don't want to be like, fuck off. That's how my hump day was. Now let me ask you something, Anthony. When I'm trying to make a decision, I like to make a pros and cons list. So, when I'm looking at the pros and cons of this situation, I'm thinking, there's more pros than cons. And I'm like, okay, what? And I actually said this to him, which I think was pretty smart. I'm like, okay, yeah, there's pros. It's a good rate. But are you telling me if I don't decide today that I'm not gonna get the same rate? And he's like, no. So then I told him well, what's the con of me waiting a day? It's actually beneficial for me to just think about it and make a decision. And he's like, well, Anthony, that's a good point, but let me ask you something. And he's like, he wouldn't let me hang up. What was another thing he said? I think the reason why I said looking back on the conversation, I was like, oh, okay, this guy is. Why do scammers, like, if they could just act like normal people, they could trick me totally. But he was so inhuman. He was like, hey, is this Anthony? Oh, are you looking for car insurance? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, hey, man, I think he said this. How's your hump day going? Like, and I don't know why I wrote that down, but I'm like, fuck you. That's how my hump day's going. Like, it was so inhuman. Like, he's like reading a script of like how to interact normally with a human being. Is like, okay, Anthony, how is your hump day going? Just talk to me like a real person, and you could probably trick me into getting scammed. But they're always so terrible. Why can't they ever just be normal? It's the idiot filter. But I really feel like, well, the thing that tipped me off was like he was trying to get my credit card number. So I'm like, okay. He was saying, he sent me the rate, and I was like, okay, this seems like a normal rate, and like, okay, like, I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna like use you guys for my car insurance. And like his email looked good. It said allstate.com. I was like, okay. The PDF looked fine. So nothing tipped me off, and I had called the people yesterday, so I was already kind of like, okay, this is the guy from yesterday that I called. But it wasn't. It was the internet. Like, that was the thing. It was almost like the perfect storm of me getting. I've never been scammed before, and he almost got me. If he would have just acted normal, and if he would have just like, okay, yeah, you can call me tomorrow, no problem. I might have even done it. If he would have just let me. But he's been calling me every day like, hey, Anthony, what's up? He even texts me, which is like, okay, they don't do that. What did he text me? The first thing he texted me was, hey, Anthony, which is like, no professional insurance person is just going to text you, hey, Anthony. Like, who is this? That's your idiot filter. But I really thought that it was the people that I had called. Like, they were a reputable place that I looked up. So I thought it was them. But it wasn't. This is Luke from State Farm. Now, Anthony, let me ask you something. What would be the con of signing with us today, right now? Just give me your credit card number. He also wanted my driver's license ID, which I didn't give him. I don't know what he would do with that, but maybe there's something he could be like, oh, I'll set up a bank account with your driver's license ID. Maybe they can do that. I don't know. What's happening? Why is he yelling at me? That's it for today. Should I just kill this guy? I'm gonna die. Man, I hated that guy. I didn't, like, when I was first talking to him, it was like normal. I was like, hey, what's up? He was like, how's your hump day? I'm like, oh, that's stupid, but fine, it's good. How was your day? It's like, hey, thanks for asking. It's pretty good. So, you're looking for insurance? And then he asked me, like, some questions, like, how many miles, and you have any accidents? I'm like, okay, those are normal questions. Letting my defenses down. And then he's like, hey, we got a proposal for you. Is it alright if I send it? And then he sent it, and it looked good. I'm like, okay, that's my price range. Let's do it. But something inside me was just like, I want to check with my dad or something. I don't know. Like, I was like, oh, it seems good, but, like, just give me a day to think about it. That's smart. Freaking smart. Like, I don't know who instilled that in me. It must have been my parents, but, like, he almost got me. He almost got my credit card. He could have been halfway to Cancun by now. On my dime. I read somewhere something interesting. I guess I'll end it there. Or is he gonna kill me yet or what? I don't know if I've ever said this, but like, I read somewhere that your credit card number is out there. Like, people could get it if they knew how to find, like, people who know how to use the dark web or whatever. I don't know. Like, your credit card number is there. The only reason that people don't steal your credit card is because everybody else's credit card is already there. So there's like billions of credit cards to choose from. So that's like the biggest safety feature, is just the fact that there's so many credit cards that they're probably not going to pick yours. Like, you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning. Unless you just give it to some scammer who's talking to you. Because some of those credit cards online that they find, obviously they don't work or whatever. But so it's just quicker to just be like, hey, I'm from Allstate. Give me your credit card. Oh, okay, sure. Okay. See you tomorrow.